Hi there, this is Stargazer, and today I'm making a strange connection that I feel the Scream and Indiana Jones franchises share. So what is it? Searching for fortune and glory? Being ready to metaphorically and literally cut throats? No, the connection is that both peaked in their opening scenes. Let me explain. I believe the best scenes for both the Indiana Jones and Scream franchises occur in the opening of their original film. That is to say that there aren't emotional and theatrical heights in later installments, but there is a magic in the bottle type of cinematography that goes into these opening scenes. Additionally, each scene perfectly tells you what you are in store for the initial film's runtime, in addition to the entire franchise. The very beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark doesn't waste a second. In roughly the first 10 minutes, we already see who Indiana Jones is. Resourceful, smart as he avoids booby straps, expertly using his whip and instincts. Human and flawed, he's betrayed, clumsy, afraid of snakes, and doesn't always come out on top. He's adventurous and determined, even when situations flip on him unexpectedly. It's show, not tell. The audience instantly understands Indy's character without relying on exposition. It's a self-contained mini-adventure. The sequence plays like a complete action story. Indy navigates jungle dangers and traps, finds and swaps the golden idol, then everything goes wrong. He must escape the collapsing temple, and it culminates in a world-famous boulder chase. Each beat builds on the last, creating tension and payoffs that feel satisfying even on their own. That's why critics and fans call it a mini-film within a film, structured with clear setup, escalation, reversal, and escape. It sets the franchise's tone. This opening establishes what Indiana Jones will be: adventurous and unpredictable, perilous and thrilling, pulpy and fun with real stakes, and grounded by a hero who barely survives. That blend of suspense, danger, and charm became the blueprint for all subsequent movies in the series. It's cinematically brilliant. Director Steven Spielberg and cinematographer Douglas Stockholm crafted this sequence with dynamic camera work and pacing, visual storytelling that keeps your eyes moving, minimal dialogue yet maximum character detail, and iconic imagery that remains instantly recognizable decades later. Those technical strengths help the sequence hold up as a masterclass in action filmmaking. Iconic moments that define movie history. Even outside of the Indiana Jones context, the sequence has become part of pop culture. The whip and hat reveal, the idol and collapsing traps, the boulder chase, a shot synonymous with cinematic adventure, endless parodies and tributes in other films and media. The fact that people still debate, analyze, and imitate this opening nearly 45 years later speaks volumes about its impact. The Raiders of the Lost Ark opening is widely considered the franchise's best scene because it establishes the hero and his world instantly, delivers thrilling action with excellent pacing, plays like a perfect adventure story in its own right, sets the tone and style for every indie film that followed, and contains some of the most iconic visuals in cinema history. Put simply, it does everything an opening should, better than almost any other action movie intro ever made. The opening of Scream isn't just the best scene in the franchise, it's also one of the most revolutionary horror openings ever filmed. It redefined horror in 12 minutes. Before 1996, slashers had become formulaic. Then this scene happens. Director Wes Craven and writer Kevin Williamson take a simple setup, a teenage girl home alone, and it turned into a meta self-aware horror masterclass. The killer doesn't just stalk, he quizzes Casey on horror trivia, specifically referencing Halloween and the Nightmare on Elm Street films. It tells the audience immediately, this movie knows horror, this movie is playing with horror, and this movie will outsmart you. The Drew Barrymore shock. Casting Drew Barrymore was genius. She was the biggest star in the marketing. Audiences assumed she was the lead, then she dies. Brutally. That single creative decision destroys the audience's sense of safety, announces that no one is untouchable, echoes the shock of Psycho, and it's a bold narrative rug pull that set the tone for the entire franchise. It builds tension like a pressure cooker. The brilliance is in the escalation. Playful wrong number, flirty banter, unease, threat, psychological torture, and physical violence. The killer, eventually revealed as Ghostface, never rushes. He toys with Casey. He isolates her emotionally before he attacks physically. The slow burn makes the violence hit harder. Suburban horror at its most effective. The setting is bright, open, suburban, not dark and gothic. The house is full of light. There's no storm, no eerie music for half the scene. It feels safe. The contrast makes the intrusion terrifying. It tells us horror can happen anywhere. That grounded realism is something the franchise has chased ever since. Emotional brutality. Casey's final moments aren't just violent, they're tragic. Her parents on the phone, they hear her dying, they find her hanging from a tree. It's cruel in a way that feels devastating rather than just shocking. The scene doesn't wink at you, yet it hurts. It sets up every theme of the franchise. In one sequence, we get meta-commentary on horror rules, the idea of knowing the genre doesn't save you, phone-based psychological terror, and a killer who performs rather than just kills. Every sequel, from Scream 2 to Scream 7, tries to replicate the magic of this opening. Some come close, none surpass it. Why it's the best scene in the franchise? Because it reinvented the slasher genre, delivered one of the greatest fake-out deaths in horror history, perfectly introduced Ghostface, balanced intelligence, suspense, and brutality, and became instantly iconic. The rest of the franchise is great, but this opening is lightning in a bottle. And honestly, I can't think of any other franchises that so perfectly set up their respective franchises. So there you have it, the strange similarity both the Indiana Jones and Scream franchises share. Thank you for watching.